Throughout history, the Inca Empire stands as one of the most fascinating and advanced civilizations of pre-Columbian America. Stretching along the Andes Mountains from modern-day Ecuador to Chile, the Inca built a complex society with remarkable achievements in architecture, agriculture, and governance. Yet, behind the monumental structures and sophisticated engineering lies the everyday life of an Inca citizen, a life filled with tradition, community, hard work, and rich cultural practices. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to History Facts and Mysteries and hit the notification bell so you never miss another captivating exploration into the mysteries of our past. Now, let's step back in time and discover a day in the life of an Inca citizen. The early morning, awakening in the Andes. Imagine waking up before sunrise on the high Andean plateau. The air is crisp, thin, and filled with the scent of dew-covered earth. For an Inca citizen, the day begins with the rising of the sun, which was revered as the god Inti, the divine source of life and energy. In many Inca communities, the first task of the day was to greet the sun. Families would gather at home or in communal areas to offer simple prayers and thank offerings, such as chicha, a fermented corn beverage, or small portions of food, ensuring that Inti would bestow his blessings for the day ahead. This ritual was not only a spiritual necessity but also served to strengthen communal bonds and reaffirm the connection between the people and the natural world. As the first light of dawn touched the peaks of the Andes, Inca citizens began their daily routines. For many, the day would involve physical labor and communal tasks. Children quickly learned that from a young age, helping their families was not only expected but essential for survival. Elders would share stories and traditional knowledge, ensuring that each generation carried on the customs and skills necessary for life in a challenging environment. Work and daily responsibilities. For most Inca citizens, work was at the heart of daily life. Agriculture was the backbone of the empire, and the Inca were masterful farmers who ingeniously adapted their techniques to the rugged Andean terrain. Agriculture and terracing. The Inca constructed vast terraced fields carved into the mountainsides. These terraces served several purposes. They maximized arable land, prevented soil erosion, and helped regulate temperature. A typical day for a farmer would start early, tending to these terraces. They planted and harvested crops like maize, potatoes, quinoa, and beans. Farmers also maintained intricate irrigation systems, which were essential in a region where water was scarce and rainfall unpredictable. Craftsmanship and artisanship. Beyond farming, many Inca citizens were skilled artisans and craftsmen. In bustling urban centers such as Cusco, artisans produced textiles, pottery, and metalwork. Weavers worked diligently at their looms to create vibrant fabrics, using natural dyes derived from plants and minerals. These textiles were not only utilitarian but also held deep cultural significance, often indicating social status, regional identity, or religious symbolism. Construction and infrastructure. Inca citizens also contributed to the empire's renowned architectural feats. Many were involved in building and maintaining roads, bridges, and public structures that connected distant parts of the empire. The extensive network of roads, known as the Capac Ñan, was a marvel of engineering that allowed for the rapid movement of people, goods, and information across diverse and rugged landscapes. Family life and social structure. The Inca society was built on the principles of community and collective responsibility. Family units were the cornerstone of social life, and each member had defined roles and responsibilities. The household and daily routines. A typical Inca household was a multi-generational family unit where elders, adults, and children lived together under one roof. This extended family structure ensured that knowledge and traditions were passed down through the generations. Daily routines revolved around work, communal meals, and religious observances. Meals were often simple, consisting of maize, potatoes, beans, and chicha, but they were shared with a sense of unity and gratitude. Within the home, each person had specific duties. Women were primarily responsible for weaving, cooking, and childcare, while men often worked in the fields, herded livestock, or participated in construction and defense. However, these roles were not rigid. In times of need, families worked together to ensure that every task was accomplished. Social hierarchy and the Ilu system. The Inca organized their society into a system known as the Ilu, a kin-based group that shared land, resources, and responsibilities. Each Ilu functioned as a self-sufficient community that contributed to the larger Inca state. Social status was largely determined by one's role within the Ilu, with leaders, artisans, and farmers all playing crucial parts in the community's survival. The state also recognized a more centralized hierarchy, with nobles and administrators overseeing broader regions. Yet, even these leaders were expected to maintain a connection to their local communities, reinforcing the Inca belief in collective responsibility and mutual support. Religion, rituals, and festivals. Religion permeated every aspect of Inca life, shaping daily activities, societal norms, and celebrations. The Inca believed in a pantheon of deities, with Inti, the sun god, at the center of their spiritual world. Their religious practices were both communal and deeply personal, reflecting the inseparable connection between the natural world and the divine. Daily religious observances. In the early morning, many Inca citizens began their day by offering prayers and simple offerings to Inti, seeking his blessings for a good harvest, health, and protection. These rituals were a way of acknowledging the forces of nature that governed their lives. Every action, from planting crops to constructing roads, was imbued with religious significance. Temples and sacred sites were scattered throughout the empire, and even modest households often had a small altar where families could make daily offerings. These practices reinforced a sense of order and continuity, ensuring that the divine was an ever-present force in the lives of the Inca. Major festivals and ceremonies. The Inca calendar was punctuated by numerous festivals that celebrated the cycles of nature, agricultural bounty, and military victories. One of the most important was the Inti Raymi, or Festival of the Sun, held during the winter solstice. During this festival, the Inca gathered in grand ceremonies, with processions, sacrifices, music, and dance, to honor Inti and ensure the coming of a prosperous season. Mythology and sacred narratives. The religious beliefs of the Inca were steeped in mythology and sacred narratives. Tales of creation, divine ancestors, and heroic figures were passed down orally from generation to generation. These stories explained the origins of the world and the roles of various deities in maintaining cosmic order. The Inca revered their rulers as descendants of the sun god, a belief that elevated the emperor to a semi-divine status. This connection between leadership and divinity reinforced the political and religious structures of the empire, ensuring that the power of the state was seen as ordained by the gods. Architectural innovations. The Inca are renowned for their skillful masonry. Their structures, built without mortar, were constructed with such precision that the stones fit together perfectly, even surviving centuries of earthquakes. From the grand citadel of Machu Picchu to the intricate network of administrative centers, Inca architecture reflected a deep understanding of both the natural environment and the principles of engineering. Their buildings often featured trapezoidal shapes, sloping walls, and finely polished surfaces, techniques that not only ensured stability but also created an aesthetically pleasing effect. Public buildings, temples, and even humble dwellings showcased the Incas' mastery of stonework, which remains a marvel to modern engineers and architects. Religious life and the role of rituals. Daily and seasonal rituals. From dawn until dusk, the Incas integrated religious practices into their daily routines. At the break of day, families offered simple prayers and offerings to Inti, believing that the sun was the source of all life. These daily rituals were a reminder of the divine's presence and the cyclical nature of life. Seasonal festivals were equally important. The Inti Raymi, Festival of the Sun, celebrated the winter solstice, a time of renewal and hope for a bountiful harvest. During this festival, elaborate ceremonies, processions, and sacrifices were conducted at major temples, uniting the people in a collective expression of gratitude and reverence. Other festivals honored the earth, the waters, and the myriad deities that governed the natural world. Sacred architecture and pilgrimage. Religious devotion was also expressed through monumental architecture. Temples, shrines, and ceremonial centers dotted the empire, serving as focal points for worship and pilgrimage. The most famous of these is the temple complex at Corijancha in Cusco, dedicated to Inti, where the walls were once overlaid with sheets of gold. Pilgrims would journey from far and wide to seek blessings and participate in sacred rituals, reinforcing the central role of religion in maintaining the cohesion of Inca society. The story of an Inca citizen's daily life provides a window into a civilization renowned not only for its monumental achievements but also for its intricate social structures, deep-rooted religious practices, and innovative approaches to agriculture and governance. By examining the day-to-day experiences of the Inca, from the early morning rituals to the communal labor in terraced fields, from the rich tapestry of family life to the grand celebrations of festivals, we gain insight into a society that was as advanced as it was deeply connected to its natural and spiritual world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the daily life of an Inca citizen. If you enjoyed exploring the intricate details of the Inca world, please subscribe to History Facts and Mysteries and hit the notification bell to receive updates on our latest historical explorations. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What aspect of Inca life fascinates you the most? Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and remember, the past holds countless stories waiting to be uncovered.